Yo, what is up, Jumpin' Jays Nation? Back here with another podcast. It's been a while since we did our last one. 2.5 weeks. Kind of insane. But honestly, for the first week there, we had exams and we just didn't really want to get on here and do it. Didn't really feel like it was appropriate considering our marks. So we wanted to make sure we did well on those and then go from there because obviously school is the main priority. Yeah, and then for the last, a week and a half, we've just been kind of hesitant on what we were going to post. Because really, when you really look at it, it hasn't been that much stuff. I mean, you have Fern Valdez getting signed, but, nothing's really actually happened. Not a lot of stuff has happened. So we didn't really want to get on here, but not until a couple days ago, and then guys started getting signed this past weekend. So yeah, I think it was kind of appropriate to get back on here and start rolling again with podcasts. Spring training's going to be on in the next couple of weeks, and then the World Baseball Classic. So yeah, that's gonna be really fun.
Yeah, I mean, a pretty good month and a bit of baseball we're gonna get here. I mean, spring training, you're all excited when Jays baseball starts up. A weekend, it just becomes pretty ass, not gonna lie. Like, the spring training stuff, I mean, it's fun to see, like, hey, Jays baseball's back on, let's watch some games. But then it starts to get boring, die out. I mean, it shouldn't, like, it drags on a while. Like, I feel like you could pick your team a little faster. Like, I understand, like, it's still cold, but Rogers Center does also have a roof. Yeah, I mean, I find spring training a little long. Like, the first week, fun to watch, but it's just, it's pretty much a tryout. So, I mean, it's not necessarily a real look on how the Jays are going to be playing, considering, like, we got Vladdy. I don't think he's going to play in spring training. There's, like, just Ernie Clement, the guys that are representing their country in the World Baseball Classic won't be with the team for spring training. Or might be there for the first week. But it's fun when baseball comes back around. Love to watch it. I've always loved baseball. Try and trip through watching the spring training, but it's at a pretty rough time too. Like 1 p.m. Like but that Canada versus Jays game, I'm really excited to watch.
Yeah, I agree with that. Like, that Canada versus Jays game is going to be really fun because you might even have Vladdy playing against the Jays when he's on the Jays. That's kind of funny. But, yeah, I mean, you're not going to have those, like, kind of guys representing their country, you're not going to have guys representing their team in spring training. The main guys, like Ernie Clement, Vladdy, who else? Who else is going there? Let me think. Yeah, just like anybody. Andres Jimenez, is he? Yeah, is he going? Yeah, Venezuela. Like, you have guys that are going to be playing on the everyday roster that
there's even minor leaguers. Yeah, even minor leaguers are going to represent their country.
Yeah, like, that aren't playing is insane. So yeah, I agree with Tyler. Like, maybe you could see Vladdy play the first game of spring training.
But
maybe
even then, that's when they have all their guys and they're making cuts that week. But it's just, there's not really, spring training is just to make the team take, like, those, like, few spots that you have, which the Jays have less than that this year than they did last year. Like, their roster was more open, or specifically their pitching staff was more open than it is this year. You like, they went and bolstered their rotation. I mean, obviously, there's probably a few slots in the bullpen, depending on what happens with Bassett here. If he comes back, pitches out of relief, that takes away another spot from a minor leaguer. Like, there's going to be some contention for maybe the bench roles or, some lower end bullpen relief roles. But I mean, the starting rotation is pretty bolstered. Like, you think you have Dylan Cease, Trey Savage, you've got Jose Barrios, Kevin Gausman, what's his name? Shoot.
Cody Ponce,
yeah, and who's the other guy they signed? Cease. Cease.
You have so many guys that have just came in.
Lauer, you just have too many people for there to be, I think, a guy that comes up and starts. I mean, Ricky Tiedemann could start, depending on how he plays. But I mean, I just don't see someone making that rotation, just considering how bolstered it is and how good it is right now. Like, they have Ricky Tiedemann up. I think he's going to be a back-end reliever who throws hard out of the pen. And we'll see. Like, there could be contention in the bench spots. Like, we did lose Bo Bichette, so that will give Ernie Clement more playing time. So there could be someone who's going to platoon with him. Something maybe like an Alan Roden comes up. We'll see. Like, someone like an Alan Roden last year. Obviously, he was traded in the move for Ty France and Louis Varland. So I'm excited to see what happens in spring training. I don't think that there'll be that much bouncing around with the roster, but I guess we'll just have to see.
Yeah, I'm honestly... There was... this was a little while back into free agency, but there was that thing that came out when Ross Atkins was in an interview, and he's like, I've already mentioned this on the podcast, but he's like, I don't want to take away from players, like good players, playing time. And I mean, they added Okamoto, but they didn't add anybody else in the infield. So Ernie Clement is going to be able to play a fair amount. They lost Bo, they added Okamoto. So yeah, Ernie Clement, you're gonna see him. You didn't add Tucker, so you might still see like a fair bit of Loperfido too.
Or
so
Lucas.
Or Lucas. But yeah, I think like it's not gonna look too much different from last year, other than the Okamoto switching third. Then you're gonna probably see Jimenez at short, and then Ernie Clement at second.
It's pretty much gonna look like our postseason roster or our postseason infield, just with the exception of Ernie playing second instead of Bichette, and possibly Okamoto playing third instead of Barger.
Barger gets moved. Yeah.
Barger gets moved to right field, or vice versa. And I don't think the Blue Jays fans have adjusted to the Okamoto move properly. Like, everyone just thinks of him as like a lower end like guy. Like, he's coming from the MPB. Like, he's not. He has the potential to be such a good hitter next year. He played great in the MPB. Like, you got guys, former MLBers, Clayton Kershaw, trying to get a deal over there. Like, it's still a pretty competitive league. Like, I understand guys are retired, so they're probably not throwing as hard, but they still got good stuff. Like, this guy, they have this machine. I forget what it's called, but it mimics everyone's delivery. They don't have Tyler Rogers or Trey Savage on it yet, but he won't need those. He can get that speed. He has all offseason to work on it, and it perfectly mimics every pitcher. Obviously, their arm slot might change, but it's got the speed. So if he can if he hits well off that, he's good for next season, and just going to be a great hitter. And I think he's already a good defender. And just think, you're sitting in your seats on opening day, 0-0 game. Okamoto comes to the plate. Opening day home run. Same as last year. Jimenez went off on opening day. Everyone thought, oh my God, this is going to be a superstar. He's getting back to his 2022 self, 2021 self. Like, this is great. What a trade by the Jays. Obviously, he got injured, cooled off. But just think if Okamoto does that. Like, it would look like such a promising signing. Obviously, opening day, we got absolutely belted. But I'm so excited to see what Okamoto can do, and I think there's a lot of things that he can do. And that one of those things is hitting the ball out of the yard.
Yeah, one thing I would want to mention too is that you have someone on there coming back from an injury. We saw him come in and then go out pretty quickly in the playoff run. So I mean, yeah, you're gonna be bringing him back, which means that you never know what Springer could be like either. Like, that's why I like spring training. You get a little sample of like the guys, and you get like, we have more to speak about because you just have more to speak about. More averages, what the guys are doing. And if Springer's hitting like dog shit, then he's like, obviously we're gonna note that and be like, okay, well, that's gonna be something that you're gonna have to really go in there and fix, because Springer was a main guy last year.
Yeah, But last year, Springer was horrible in spring training again. He at the end of the last game of spring training, he hit a grand slam. And then all of a sudden, he's kaboom. He's the best hitter on the roster for full regular season. That's why, I mean, spring training, sure, you can catch a glimpse if something's wrong or wrong with the swing, something's going wrong. But I just don't think it shows anything to what the player's going to be like in the regular season. Because they see what's going wrong, they fix their stuff,
yeah,
and they're back to good. I mean, obviously, that's not how it works with every guy. Like, some guys, they're not great, and they can't fix it. And they're just not good enough to play. But for Springer, it was a landing issue with his front foot. He was landing and swinging at the same time, so he was grounding a lot of balls. Heard this from David Popkins on the news, probably just after spring training. But he fixed that by landing and then swinging, so he was more unbalanced. And then obviously paid off, was their best hitter for the regular season. And I mean, Vladdy last year, he had an okay. He still had a 130 runs created plus, but his postseason was amazing. And that you just caught a glimpse of Vladdy's power, and that's facing like the team's best guys. Like they want to win every game. That's the team's best guys, and Vladdy's just bombing off them. Hit an absolute nuke off Shohei in the World Series too. So I think if Vladdy can bring that power from the World Series and just the playoff run into next season, there we go. We got Vladdy power from 2021, and that would be amazing too. Santander hits his even 30 home runs, 20 home runs, 25 home runs, something around that area. 44 obviously would be great, but to contribute more power to the lineup, like it would make the offense way better. Like you think if we have contact fouling off balls, and then we can do what the Yankees do too, and just hit the ball out of the park. Obviously we don't have that many power hitters, but I think we could be close contenders to most home runs in the AL.
Yeah, I think here's the other thing too. Like we saw Santander come in for the Jays because he was working with an injury, and then he came through in spring training. Probably just middle spring training. I think it was like maybe March 2nd or something like that. So pretty mid spring training there. And he came in versus the New York Yankees, and that night he had a home run. So yeah, I think I do agree with Tyler. Like you go in to spring training, you see what you have to what problems you have. You get feedback, and it's kind of just a trial and error. Maybe, and this is like a kind of a weird take, but maybe the last couple games of spring training would be able to highlight more of what you're going to see from the player, because after that, you're going wherever you're going. So obviously the Jays, they're going from spring training ends on like March 23rd or something like that, and they're just focused. They're not practicing at all. They're going right to Toronto, and they're settling in to make sure they are ready for the 27th. Maybe you are. Maybe you're practicing. Maybe like a guy like Ernie Clement, where he's carrying around like a duffel bag everywhere he goes, because like he doesn't really have a wife nor kids. But I mean, for Springer or Santander or Vladdy, you have those family factors that you have to like kind of bring into this. So yeah, I think you're gonna see a display of what you're gonna see maybe the last couple of games. But yeah, you never know. Springer did hit the grand slam last game, and David Popkins did go through and say all those things about what was wrong with the swing and why he needed to fix it. And yeah, Springer, he was amazing last year. Like he would come through at such like clutch moments too. Like I remember there was that one foul ball to like the close to the end of the season, and I think it was against the Red Sox. So yeah, somewhere in September, and he hit that foul ball, but he laced it and it went foul, and you could just see like how angry he was. And I think that's the other thing that you have to like bring in with players is like players got to show a good amount of emotion. Like you could see Springer was pissed, like Springer was mad. if you're like that and you show emotion and you like get pissed at stuff, it's better than not getting pissed at all and you're just like whatever.
But then when he's happy, he rides his highs.
Yeah.
And also rides his horse down Brenner.
I know, exactly. So it's actually kind of it's pretty great. Springer, I hope he's just able to do exactly what he did last year. And I think the goal now for Jays players is like going back to the World Series. Like obviously we weren't thinking that last year when we went in.
Last year was just playoff contention. Everyone just wanted them. Yeah, we want to make it to the playoffs, and then we'll go from there. Now I think the Jays have set high expectations from themselves. Blue Jays fans are expecting them to at least make the playoffs next year. I don't think they're expecting them to miss out on the playoffs. Like, I'm happy the Jays make the playoffs or they win the division at least, I'd hope. And then they get to the ALDS, and then that's when all the baseball starts. Like, I mean, Wild Card, it's a great series. It's cheaper seats to get to. Rivalry games, usually. But, I mean, all the hype, the real postseason baseball starts once you get to the NLDS or the ALDS. So, I mean, we're, just, probably 10 months away from that. 9 months away from that. So, I mean, that's a ways away. We got to focus on having a good season and
getting Santander back in the lineup too.
And our guys hitting well. I mean, I don't think Blue Jays fans shouldn't be surprised to see Santander come out of the gates a little slow. Every year he's done that. I mean, obviously last year he started slow, ended slow. Not much production coming from Santander last year, but every year he hasn't hit. He's had a rough March, which is obviously 3 days, but then a rough April, and then a better May, and then goes off in the dog days of summer. So I think you can kind of expect a bit of a slow start from Santander. Maybe he'll come out of the gates hot, depending on what happens. We'll just have to see, but I mean, I would say don't be alarmed if you see a slow start from Santander.
Yeah, I agree with that. Santander, he's always shown, like Tyler said, to be kind of slow. And Santander's a big guy. You gotta... I think every player, you gotta give some time to, warm up. And that's the other thing with, the machines and all that. You have the release. You have everything that replicates the pitcher, but the thing that you don't have is the amount of noise coming from the crowd. People could be even saying stuff that you never even hear on TV or you never even hear in person. They could be on deck and they could just whisper something to the player and that just gets in the player's mind like that. Obviously, MLB players, they've probably developed a better way to deal with that. But you just gotta go into spring training with a clear, open mindset, and the first game doesn't represent anything. I think what really tends to happen is when they go into the regular season. Last season, and they just were dog shit. They lost opening day, terribly, and
couldn't beat
obviously,
the Orioles.
Obviously the Menace heated up, but they just could not do anything. And then whatever it got to April, and by the end of April, tickets were so low. I remember when was it Arizona? What game did you see with your?
I went to Atlanta Braves.
Yeah,
and I paid $20 for front row 145, section 145. Front row, home run zone, greatest seats ever, $20.
You can see on TV too, the amount of people that don't attend the game. You can see. You could see there, there would be home runs hit to, the seats, and there would be nobody. There would be, obviously, still fans, because it's still, a country. They're still trying to root for the Jays, but, there would be nobody. And I remember seeing this, TikTok video of a fan, right before the game, $94 for Home Plate Club, right behind. Those tickets run for now, $3-4 grand, something like that. So... that was insane to see. It just shows that you always got to have a clear open mindset, and then once it gets into mid-April, then you would probably start not having as much faith in either a player or a team, but you always got to have a clear open mindset, because if they're average. Let's just say they're average, and then All-Star break, whatever. Like it's shown, teams have done it. They've came back from the All-Star break and they've just gone crazy. They've gone good. So you never know what could happen. I'm just like, you gotta always like root for the Jays and just like hope it patterns out.
Yeah. On to some World Baseball Classic stuff. It's coming up shortly. Obviously, our best guys on Canada are looking to be Bo Naylor and Josh Naylor, two Canadian brothers playing together. Pretty cool. One thing I am really glad how they did the pools is USA and Dominican can't play in the quarterfinals against each other because they're just not in the right pools to be able to do it. So because like who would want to see a quarterfinal matchup between Dominican and USA when those are the two best teams in the tournament?
Yeah, you want to see them get out early.
You want to see them in the finals.
Yeah.
That's the game you want to see in the finals. It's electric. USA, Dominican, two great teams, great fan bases to back them up. Electric game, like great to watch. Either in probably at Lone Depot in Miami. That's great crowd. USA, Dominican. That'd be a great game. Vladdy obviously on the Jays playing for him. Clement on USA. I mean, I'm really excited to watch the World Baseball Classic, and I honestly think Canada has a real chance of winning the pool. Now, do I think they'd pass the quarterfinals? That's really going to depend on how guys play. I mean, I think you know what you're going to get from Josh Naylor and Bo Naylor, but I think it's really going to depend on what Jonah Tong brings into the rotation, what Denzel Clark brings out in center field, what Tyler O'Neill can do. Like
Jonah Tong's not playing.
He's not?
No.
Oh, right.
He's not playing. And the other thing I just want to mention, too, is you're going to see 4 games from the Canadian team there. And it's just like a round robin. So I honestly, I just had to refresh my brain for this. But, yeah, you're going to see, obviously, 20 teams. So it's divided up into pairs or up into 4. So, you're going to see five definite games from Canada, and then obviously you would take whoever's the 2 best teams from each pool, and hopefully that's Canada. I mean, looking at their team now, doesn't look like they're going to be too good, nor is, I don't think Israel's going to be good either. But yeah, I just really want to see how guys perform. And it's so fun watching World Baseball Classic because you have guys that are on your current team. So Vladdy's playing for Dominican, Ernie's playing for USA. You have Denzel Clark, because obviously he's a pretty big fan of him. Met him at a practice facility near us, and yeah, it's just you get to see so many guys, and all the games are just so fun, and it's real tournament. It's like you have playoff baseball in March. It's great. So yeah, I just hope that maybe Canada can pull something out of their belt and just try to be the top 2 team. Obviously, I wouldn't really expect that, but yeah, I kind of hope for that.
Yeah, well, I mean, there's definitely a real possibility that Canada can do that, depending on what happens with this Puerto Rico stuff. But unfortunately, Puerto Rico, they were looking to be a really good team in this tournament. Like Javi Baez, there's a bunch of guys that were gonna play for them, but I mean, all the stuff that's going on and disqualifying all of them, are not even gonna have enough players. But they were looking like they were gonna be really, really good, and they were gonna contend. They would blow out Canada, and then I was really looking forward to seeing them play because I mean, it's always either U.S., Dominican, or Japan that do win those World Baseball Classics. I mean, obviously Japan's a newcomer. They're kind of up and coming now, with their players, but it's just tough. I would have really liked to see Puerto Rico contending for a spot in the finals or even a spot in the quarterfinals. I would have loved to see it. I mean, the World Baseball Classics kind of screwed them. Kind of sucks for Javi Baez and all the guys that were going to be on that
Lindor.
team. Yeah, they were going to be so good, but tough break for them. And Dominican is just a bunch of beasts, man. Tatis, Vladdy, Juan Soto. Like, you've got out of the 3 biggest contracts in the MLB, 2 of them are on Team Dominican. Like, Vladdy, Soto, Tatis, right there is a great team. But you still got more. Like, you've got Julio Rodriguez out in center field. You've got some great pitchers. You've got you could even have Carlos Santana playing first. He can be a power hitter. There's just so many guys on that team that they're gonna be great in the World Baseball Classic. But yeah, the hype around the World Baseball Classic obviously only comes once every 3 or 4 years. It's really fun to watch. I mean, it's like all the best guys from countries all around the world go compete in a tournament, which is pretty much the playoffs once you get out of round robin. So I'm excited to watch it. And yeah.
Yeah, I agree with that. And it just goes by so quickly too, which is also the other good thing. Like, you're not waiting like such a long time because guys got to get back for opening day. So yeah, that's the other thing I like about it. And just looking at these pools here in front of me, like, you're going to have, like, what's great about it is USA and Mexico, Canada, they're all on the other side. So they're going to end up facing each other in the semifinals if they do advance. And the other great thing is that Japan and Dominican are also on the opposite side. So that's the other good thing. Like, you're going to see good teams play and like good baseball happening. And the other thing I did want to mention is, like, our guy Bo Bichette. He's playing for Brazil with a guy that you never expect, his brother. I've never seen this guy play before. Obviously, I've heard things about him. I've heard that he's played baseball, but you've never actually, like...
Well, he played in the minors for the Yankees.
Yeah, you've really never, like, comprehended, like, what he's going to do. So it's great to see that they're going to play on a team together. Obviously, Brazil's probably kind of short-staffed. So, yeah, I'm really hyped for that World Baseball Classic. And, it starts on March 5th. So I'm going to guess, like, do you know how many days it's going to be? Like, do you know when it ends? I think it starts on March 5th or 2nd, and then it ends... It's got to end before March 27th.
Well, it has to. But
That's a quick time period. Like, you're playing a game and a game and a game and a game and a game.
No, it wouldn't start March 2nd because there's still exhibition in spring training.
Yeah. So
my bet's March, like, 6th or something, but there's probably going to be some back-to-back games. And just one more thing I wanted to bring up in this episode is how much Skubal got paid in that how much he's going to make out of his contract this year for his final year.
Oh my God.
At record $34 million. Like, that's a lot of money. He's obviously a free agent next year or has an opt-out. I forget. But most likely he's going to be a free agent next year. Skubal, he's going to get a hefty contract. Yeah. I don't know where he's going to go. There still could be a trade. It's going to be a real hefty contract. I don't know that the Jays will take it on. He's going to get paid a lot of money. Like, my bet, $400 million for a long-term contract.
It's
maybe
crazy.
Even get up to $500, depending on how the bidding war goes. But it's going to be a big, hefty contract. So, I mean, I don't have much to speak on that right now. Just wanted to bring it up. And just thought of one more thing. The Nolan Arenado trade too. A bit of a surprising one. I mean, obviously he hasn't been great the last few years, but had a really good year. So that one surprised me as well. And I mean, I guess that does open up a spot for the Cardinals to go out there and sign Rhys Hoskins, best guy left on the market now. I won't pay him too much. He's a pretty good player. Hits 10, 15 home runs. He could be a decent factor for him. Nolan Arenado could be great. We'll see. Maybe he didn't play with the Cardinals. We'll see how good he is. I think Nolan Arenado still has a chance to become who he was a few years ago. But, I mean, that's pretty much all I got to talk about today.
Yeah, one thing that I just wanted to clarify on. The World Baseball Classic starts on March 5th, and it ends on March 17th. you're going to see, like, so many games within those time periods.
days.
So much baseball. Like, you have spring training. You have World Baseball Classic. Like, there's going to be a baseball game always to watch. Always a bunch of recaps. Just a bunch of baseball to follow. And the other thing, just one more thing is you're going to, like, in order to follow, like, what's going on, like, you never know what could happen. Vladdy could be fielding something off of something at first for Team Dominican and he gets injured. So, yeah, it's just always something to watch out for, and that's all I got to say for today.
Yeah. Thank you guys for listening.
We'll be sure to post another one as soon as we can.
Yeah. Go Jays, go.
Go to